Hey y'all, this is Fully the Learn to Grow guy. This is take 256,928. Okay, so anyway, I'm out here next to one of my apple trees, okay? This apple tree here I've planted since I believe 2021, 2022. And look at this. See how skinny that is? There is no way it should be that skinny. There's no way, okay? There's no way. I'm going to show you another apple tree. This is supposed to be a golden delicious. Again, planted around 21, 22. Look at this again. You see that? Very skinny. Very skinny. Don't mind that little gold tip. I'll explain that later. Now, as far as that's concerned, that's for vole control, okay? I'm going to show you something else. This is a pear tree. This pear tree was planted around 21, 22 as well, but look how thick this son of a gun is. I cannot get my hands all the way around it, okay? Now, I'm going to show you the culprit. Okay, that's what happened, what's been going on with my apple trees. Guess what kind of tree this is? Cedar! Smells good. I wish I had a sense of smell, but this is a cedar trunk. You see how it's shaped? You see the how the bark is? Okay. Now, just around this way, ouch, is another cedar tree. Okay, don't mistake it for the oak tree. That's a cedar tree. It's the evergreen one down here. Over there on the other side of the street, I've got many other cedar trees on that side, as well as these little ones growing over here. Okay. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that if I have such a problem with the cedar, why don't I just cut all of the cedar trees down? Well, it's very simple, because I would have to cut down every cedar tree around for maybe 3 to 5 square miles around here where I'm at, so that I can remedy the situation. And guys, it's not about to happen. I don't have 3 to 5 square miles worth of land, okay? So I believe in experimentation, but I'll get to that in a moment. That moment is now. Okay, I'm going to show you what I've got in the back of the car. All right. What I've got is a small needle nose pliers, pair of wire cutters, a very bright and colorful hammer, copper wire that's 12 gauge, and this one is 12 gauge wire also. Now, if this is all you have, the oxidized stuff, then you're going to need to apply some sandpaper or something to get the oxidation off of there, okay? So you can get it nice, bright, and shiny like this here. So I'm going to cast that off to the side since I don't need that one. Now, what I've been doing is that I've been taking this copper wire here, and I've been cutting it into pieces like this here, okay? The whole purpose of this is so that I can drive it into the bark of the trees, so that hopefully the copper will seep into the tree will mingle with the tree sap and take care of the tree's cedar rust issue. Now, can I tell you for a fact that's going to work? No. Now, like I said, I like experimenting, okay? So in reality, there are at least 2 remedies I can tell you. Okay, the first one is to buy apple trees that is not susceptible to cedar rust. Okay, apple trees that will not get the cedar rust. And the other remedy is to actually get it's like a copper fungicide that you can spray on your trees all throughout the spring while during the rainy season, and that'll hopefully keep the spores at bay so that they do not grow and do what they're going to do on your apple trees. Okay, so those are the only 2 solutions that I'm aware of. So, but for me right now, what I'm going to do is conduct my experiment. Okay, now there's a good chance that comes to spring, I will be spraying the trees, but I've got a couple of trees I'm going to make sure that I get a chance to experiment on, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this, okay? All right, hang on. Now, if you remember, I told you that this little spot here, we'll come back to it. That is one of the places where I took a little bit of those. I took one of those little pieces of copper and I pounded in there. Only thing is, it just didn't go in just right. It went in lengthwise. But as long as it, penetrated and get into the area where the cambium Am I saying that right? Cambrium, the you know the part under the uh, under the bark where the sap flows and everything. As long as it's able to penetrate that and get into there, so that hopefully some of the copper will be leached off of there and go up the tree in the spring, I'm all good. This is another one. What I did is that I got these in different elevations around the tree. As you can see, this one's here, and this one here is all the way down here. Now, if we continue around, just up a little higher, I've got another one there. And down here is the last one. I put 4. Basically, it's like putting them in all 4 directions, okay? North, south, east, and west. And again, the goal is not to have to use a fungicide. And I'm hoping that this works. If it works, perfect. If it doesn't, it is what it is. Fungicide it is that I will have to use. Now I'm going to go to one of the apple trees and show you what the process is to get those things in there using the needle nose pliers, the copper wire, and the hammer. Hang tight. Okay, what I've got here is I've got one of the pieces of copper. Oops. Well, I guess I lost that one. Okay, again, this is why you make more than one. That's why you make more than you need, okay? So what I've got is I've got the little piece of copper wire. I'm holding it in place with the needle nose pliers, and I'm going to hammer it in. And again, like the other one that I showed you, you're going to want to do them at different elevations throughout the trunk of the tree, okay? Because you don't want to girdle the tree, meaning that you don't want to make sure that you don't put the tree in a position as to where everything is being blocked and kept from flowing into the tree. Now, can you leave a piece of copper sticking out? Frankly, I don't see why you couldn't, but I think I'll probably do it. I think I just did that anyway. So, like I said, we'll see what happens. Now, can this make the tree vulnerable to diseases and stuff like that? Yeah, there's a good chance for that. There's a possibility for that. Okay. And will this kill the tree? Because of its size, I couldn't tell you. Because I really don't know whether or not the belief that some people have is that copper on a tree will actually kill the tree. I'm not sure if that is true or if it's an old wives' tale. Heck, it could be an old husband's tale. Haha. Okay. Anyway, that one up that way. Maybe down here someplace. But you know how I feel about things. That's why gardening and farming, it's all one big experiment. Okay? It's all an experiment. And in some cases, if you succeed, you eat. If you don't, well, you know the rest. Okay, see? One here, one there. Okay? Around the corner here, you can see this one here. I left a little bit of it out. And, oops. Oopsies! This one here is very close to the elevation of that one. But I'm sure everything will work out. Okay? I got a few more trees. Probably that one I'm going to do. And I'm going to call it quits thereafter. So, here's what we do. We wait till the spring. Comes the spring, we take a look and see how the leaves are doing. And if this works, if this works in the spring, then I'll go ahead and spread it out. Do the same treatment to other apple trees that are suffering from cedar rust. Otherwise, I'll probably be doing some spraying. Okay? So, that's all I got for you. Y'all take care. Oh, by the way, if I'm doing something wrong here that I should not be doing, please put in the comments. And the other thing I'd like for you to keep in the comments or to remind me of down the line is that, hey, Philippe, don't forget about the apple trees in the spring. Or Philippe, it's summer. Can you check up on these apple trees that you put the copper bits into? All right. let me know. All right. Anyway, like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.